Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ramon and I'm gonna show you some VHS tapes again. Start with this one today, Ninja Terminator by Godfrey Ho. Quite possibly his most famous ninja movie. Godfrey Ho and his companion Joseph Lai would use stock footage of 2 or 3 already existing Hong Kong martial arts films, and then they would shoot some additional footage with often Caucasian actors like Richard Harrison, and with all the material they would create a new movie. And to help inventing a plot for the movie, they would insert a few telephone calls, scenes with telephone calls between a character from the new material and Chinese characters from the existing material. And that would work. It worked back in the day. I liked it. This is quite possibly one of his most famous movies because of the title, of course. Uh, in 1985, the popularity of the ninja movie was at its peak, and in 1984, Terminator was a big box office success. So, Ninja Terminator was a very apt title, of course. And Richard Harrison in this film would use a Garfield telephone for all his telephone calls. Some uh, B-movie buffs will recognize what I'm talking about. Ninja Terminator, pretty cool one. This is Richard Benjamin's City Heat with Clint Eastwood and Burt Reynolds. Original rental tape by Warner. This is the adventure thriller Breed Apart, starring Rutger Hauer and Powers Booth. Also starring in the movie are Donald Pleasence and Kathleen Turner. This is a silly teen adventure produced by Troma, Dreams Come True, a silly film about astral projection. Sounds pretty lame, and it is pretty lame. This is the hit comedy Police Academy with Steve Guttenberg and Baba Smith, Kim Cattrall. As a kid, I loved the first one the most and the fourth one. This is Arthur Hiller's black comedy Teachers, starring Nick Nolte, Judd Hirsch, JoBeth Williams, and Ralph Macchio as one of the students. Pretty good film. This is the Vietnam War drama Purple Hearts with Ken Wall and Cheryl Ladd. Yeah. This is Amy Heckerling's comedy Johnny Dangerously with Michael Keaton and Joe Piscopo. Cool tape. And this is the Dutch detective film Murder in Ecstasy, based on a series of detective novels. Not a very successful film. Over a decade later, they would do a TV show based on the novels with different actors, and that TV show was a hit. This is the B-Actioner Heroes for Hire, shot at the Philippines, or in the Philippines. Yeah. The very cool rental tape of Rambo First Blood Part 2 with Sylvester Stallone, my favorite of the franchise. First Blood and Rambo Part 3 were released in the video stores in big boxes, and this one in a small box by Thorn EMI. I really love the artwork. Yeah, it's a great tape. Rambo 2, yeah. The fantasy adventure film Baby Secret of the Lost Legend with William Catt and Sean Young, and dinosaurs created with the use of practical effects and animatronics. Always loved this film as a kid. I've already shown you this, Cynthia Rothrock and Michelle Yeoh in Yes, Madam. Superb Hong Kong actioner. Burt Reynolds in the crime thriller Stick. Burt Reynolds also directed this film. Also stars Charles Durning. It was based on a Elmer Leonard novel, and Elmer Leonard also wrote a screenplay for this movie. French cop thriller and vigilante, Parole de Flic, Cops Honor, Cops Word, with Alain Delon. He plays a retired police officer, and he goes on a quest for a bloody revenge when his daughter is killed. Yeah. Another tape with beautiful artwork. One of my favorite Chuck Norris films, Code of Silence, directed by Andrew Davis. Of course, Chuck Norris is the hero. Henry Silva is a terrific villain in this one, and this is the little police tank, which plays a prominent role in the finale of this film. Great actioner. This is the Italian Man on a Mission mercenary film, The Wild Team, by the great genre director Umberto Lenzi, and it stars some, to me, they're known genre regulars like Antonio Sabato, Sal Borghese, and Ivan Razimov. Yeah. George Miller's Mad Max Part 3, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, with Mel Gibson and Tina Turner. Cool Warner home videotape. One of my favorite movies ever, Terry Gilliam's Brazil. Great dystopian sci-fi movie starring Jonathan Pryce, Katherine Helmond, Bob Hoskins, and Robert De Niro. Terrific film, yeah. Coming of age film Fandango by Kevin Reynolds, starring Kevin Costner. It's also a road movie. Also stars Judd Nelson and Sam Robart. Yeah, love the film and the music. This is a teen romance and a sports drama about high school wrestling. Crazy for You, starring Matthew Modine and Linda Fiorentino. Crazy for You was also the title of the song that Madonna did for this movie. Madonna's in this movie. But it's better known, the film, as Vision Quest, I guess. John Landis' cool comedy Spies Like Us with Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd. Yeah, I really love this film. Yet another Warner home videotape, the Western Pale Rider by Clint Eastwood. Also starring a very young Christopher Penn. Yeah, he's in this film. This is the film Martin's Day, in which Richard Harris plays an escaped convict who kidnaps this kid played by Justin Henry, and they become friends during the process. Film like Perfect World with Kevin Costner. This is another copy I own of My Lucky Stars with Jackie Chan, retail tape. This is the French movie Hold Up with Jean-Paul Belmondo and Kim Cattrall, based on the same novel as Bill Murray's Quick Change. So in both movies, the main character, Belmondo, and Murray dress up as a clown to rob a bank. I like this one a little bit more, but they're quite different. This is the office comedy or satire on big companies, Head Office, with Judge Reinhold, and has some cool cameos by Wallace Shawn, Danny DeVito, and Rick Moranis. This is a movie like Police Academy, Moving Violations, one that I really like, with Bill Murray's younger brother, John Murray. Jennifer Tilly is in it, and James Keach has the Captain Harris role. I always like this one. It's silly, but entertaining. This is John Schlesinger's spy film, The Falcon and the Snowman, with a very young Timothy Hutton and a very young Sean Penn. Great music by David Bowie. Back to the Future, legendary film, of course. This is the original rental tape, pretty cool to own. Never understood why the Coca-Cola company didn't try to stop the release of this movie, but this is a great film starring Eric Roberts as a representative of Coca-Cola who goes to an Australian town in which they don't drink Coca-Cola. They like to drink some other soda, and then he falls in love with this beautiful woman played by Greta Scacchi, and then the black comedy turns into a film about a guy with sexual repression, a sexually repressed guy, and Eric Roberts is phenomenal in this one. Coca-Cola Kid, again phenomenal. This is the spy thriller set during World War II, a code name Emerald, in which Ed Harris plays a double spy, also starring Eric Stoltz and Max von Sydow. Roseanne Arquette and Madonna in the comedy Desperately Seeking Susan. Also own that one on tape. B-Actioner by genre specialist Enzo Castellari. Light Blast with Eric Estrada from Chips. I knew him from Chips. Adventure drama by John Boorman, The Emerald Forest, starring Powers Booth, Meg Foster, and John Boorman's son, Charlie Boorman. Yeah. The original rental tape of Mark Lester's famous action movie Commando with Arnie. CBS Fox tape, there were no stills on the back, but still a pretty cool one. Another B-Actioner starring John Schneider, involving drug cartels in South America, cocaine wars. Japanese animated vampire horror film Vampire Hunter D, directed by Toyo Ashida. 1 year later, he did one of my favorite animes of all time, Fist of the North Star. And in the early 2000s, there was a sequel to this one. Yeah, Vampire Hunter D, cool one. This is Steve Miner's horror classic House. William Catt and George Wendt. Very cool stills, as you can see. Lou Ferrigno in the Canon produced Hercules Part 2, The Adventures of Hercules, directed by Louis Coates, but that was the American name of Luigi Cazzi. Yeah. Joyce Heiser in the teen comedy Just One of the Guys, directed by Lisa Gottlieb. I think they used this still for the cover of the DVD. Another teen comedy starring Val Kilmer, this one Real Genius by Marta Coolidge. Yeah. Re-release of Disney's The Black Cauldron. This tape was released in the video stores, but in 1998. I really want to own the original one from 1983. Silly vampire comedy starring Lauren Sutton and Jim Carrey. Once Bitten, which is okay. And the last one, this was a 1985 made-for-TV reboot of the classic Perry Mason television show, again starring Raymond Burr, but with a beard this time. This was the first one. I've seen all of those. I love those TV movies. I think they did like 20 or 25. Perry Mason Returns, also starring William Catt as his field investigator. And this was the last one for today. I hope you enjoyed. And if you want to support me, then please hit that like button. It's good for the algorithm. Hope you will join me next time. See you.